Hi, everybody. Welcome to Gospel Express TV. I'm Nina Taylor.
And I'm Bishop Ernest E. Richard Jr. Welcome to this edition of the Gospel Express. We're going to go through the countdown for you over this particular time. But before we do, we have to make some major announcements and get some inside information. So, Nina, how are you first and foremost today?
I'm good. I'm very good. I think we all gained about 10 pounds over the last couple of days.
Well, I'm going to let that sit right there. You know, I got exercise equipment here, but it will just sit there and look at me for the next few days. But I do want, before we begin our countdown, talk about some very important information. I want to say to you first and foremost, congratulations. 2022 has been a star and stellar year for you. Let's start with your award that you got in July. I believe it was the S&M Gospel Awards.
Yes, here it is.
Look at this, folks. Look at this. See, she ain't showing off. She's just letting you know, her labor was not in vain.
Well,
tell us a little bit about it.
I did not know anything about this one. This was a surprise.
Okay.
Someone did send me an email saying, I voted for you. And I was like, what?
What?
Yeah. Well, actually, I thought they were talking about the Spin Awards. And I looked at it and I said, what in the world? And I said, And then I got another email with someone saying, I voted for you. And so I said, let me check this out. I go there and there's my name.
There you go.
Unbelievable. But then, like I said, I had planned to go. I said, I'm going to go check this out because I've never been to this event. I called and, got airline ticket and all that. I had a whole lot of drama come up. We don't want to go into that. But I had a whole lot of drama come up, so I had to cancel everything. I had even requested media credentials for both you and I in case you were able to swing down there. So I requested media credentials. I did all that whole thing. Anyway, was unable to go. And then I forgot all about it, right? Then about a week after the event, I get a phone call from Dr. Stephanie McDonald.
Wow.
We missed you. And I was like, who's this? I was actually in my car. And she said, we missed you at the event. And guess what? And I said, what? And she said, you won. I started screaming. I stopped the car. I was driving. And I just stopped the car, pulled over. I had people in the car, and we just started screaming. And I was like,
nothing wrong with that.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't.
Listen, I'm so proud of you because, folks, some of you may not know, this young lady works extremely hard at mastering her craft. And we're looking at the payoff. And this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. But that one was for Major Market Host of the Year. Am I correct?
Major Market.
Media Major.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got it right. Yes. I believe the same week that you won, I was actually in Connecticut being consecrated a bishop. That was the reason why I couldn't go.
I think that was another one of the distractions. And like I said, I had some personal drama and I had to cancel everything. I canceled the airline ticket, everything. And I was like, and like I said, I just put it out of my mind because I'm thinking this is the first time I've been there. There's no way anybody's going to vote for me. But I guess they did. So
all right.
I want to say thank you to Dr. Stephanie McDonald and all of her staff and everyone who voted for me on that. I thank you so very much. So
amen. And on that note, we're going to go to our first song for today. This individual is destined for awards running out of her eardrums as well. And I love saying her name, and I pray when she sees this that she's going to take this as an insult. I just think it should become a household name and be said like this. Her song is entitled When I Pray. The young lady's name is Doe. No, I'm sorry. It's Doe. Beautiful young lady.
Yeah.
I've been hearing many things from her, but this song, When I Pray, if you are ever in a position where you just need to be ministered to, I believe this song has that potential. We're in a day and age, you know yourself, Nina, where there are a lot of great songs out there, and then there are songs that are just made to keep up with the times. But this is not a keep up with the times kind of song. This is one that literally ministers. I know, let me give you a chance to talk because I can talk about Doe all day.
Well, just like I talked about her so much on the I think I featured her so far, and I've only known her as an artist, 2 years maybe. But she's from the group Forever Jones, which that was a powerful group. It kind of reminded me of the Walls group. You know, they had that super family harmony that was just fantastic. But she's out on her own now, and she is doing fantastic. She's been on every award show, and they've let her do not one, but maybe 2 songs. Her other song, Brighter, and this one, she's been able to perform those live on television several times. So I think everybody is feeling her and loving her just as much as we are. So congratulations to her.
Yes, congratulations to you. And let's put a couple of more songs in there, because we need to talk more about what's happening with you, because you still got great things on the horizon. No, I'm proud of it, first and foremost. I'll be the first to say. And outside, you know, some people drink haterade. No, I want to see you go to wherever you can go, because I already said it. And folks, I'm going to say it in your presence, and you're going to be witnesses to it. Nina, you're going to make me famous.
Well, I'm happy to do that for you and anyone else. Number 9 is a homegrown sister. Saying she's from Ohio. I know her parents very well. They did nothing. I mean, even before the hits, they've done nothing but just talk about how proud they were of her. At the time, the last time I saw her parents, both her mom and her dad, she was in Nashville, and they were just telling me all the wonderful things she was doing down there, studio work, singing backup for this person, singing on this, singing on that. I was like, wow, I can't wait to, you know, to hear stuff from her. So this looks like her second hit in a row. Alan is her name, from Columbus, Ohio, and her new song, I'm in Love, is quickly blowing up the charts, and we're so very proud of her. Yes, we are.
I know she's her own entity, her own person, but in a music sense, what flavor does she leave, or what taste does she leave? Who does she remind you of? I guess that's what I'm trying to say, because she comes across for me, a couple of people.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I know this person's in R&B, but when I think of an Aaliyah in that sense, in terms of her music, the way the song sounds and its whole copulation, if Aaliyah were, I'm not saying Aaliyah wasn't Christian, I'm saying if she were noted in the Christian world, that would be a similarity for me.
Okay.
That's me personally.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that one a few days. I don't know. I love the softness of her voice. She's a and normally I don't. Sopranos are not my thing. I'm more like the Shardays and the Anita Bakers and you know.
I'm listen.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like my mom, she loves, the higher you sing, the better. But normally I don't usually like the higher voice. Go for that. But she's awesome. She's awesome.
She really is. I agree.
This one to be another top 5 hit for her.
Now we're looking now at the number 8 spot, and you know, I know he's a native of New York, but he was also a Connecticut native, J.J. Harrison. And I used to say and Youthful Praise, but now it's J.J. Harrison.
Everybody's a solo artist.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm gonna leave that alone, because Youthful Praise is out there somewhere along the line. I'm sure he hasn't totally abandoned them, but Thankful being the name of this song, he has done it again. And I would say since his second project, he has just been moving forward. He has made connections with great singers like Travis Green, and people of this nature, great musicians. I mean, he just keeps getting better and better and better. And I'm happy for him. He is now pastoring, as you already know, and he and his wife just hold it down. They just moved into their building not that long ago. So I'm expecting God to do even greater for J.J. Harrison. And J.J., if you're listening, and I know you're listening somewhere, call a brother. Just pick up the phone. Just say, "What's up, preach?" Go ahead.
Well, you know, I just really realized that I had never heard him sing before. This is actually the first song. I don't know if it is the first time he's ever done a song as a soloist, but this is the first time that I know that I've actually heard him sing. That's why we didn't know when we first heard it. We were like, well, who is that singing? We thought, just like a lot of other people, he brought somebody in, but it's him singing. I think he did a fantastic job with it. The richness of his voice is definitely, it's one of a kind, but when he does another solo song, we'll definitely know it's him next time.
Well, and I'll say this, and you're right. Normally, he does bring other people in. He may start the song off, but he will hand it off or pass it off. But this one, he from start to finish, it's all JJ. So appreciate him. Now, number 7, and then I want to go back to talking about you after this. Okay, Jordan Armstrong with the talented, incomparable Erica Campbell. Erica taught me something on this song. She can be in the forefront and be strong at what she's doing, but she also has the ability to fall back and to just be there as an assistant or an assistance to the project. So these two coming together and creating Call, I mean, if you haven't heard the song, folks, you're missing out on a treat. Okay, you'll find an Erica Campbell that has an elegance about her singing. She's not trying to overpower the song. She's not trying to take over. She's just trying to make sure that she's walking lockstep and key with my brother here. What do you think, sis?
I love this song. This is one of my favorites in the entire top 40. I think it's well written. And like I said, we were like, who's that singing with him? Because it does, like I said, not a lot of, she's another one of those sopranos who can, if she wanted to, just totally take over the song. But, it's a mellow song and they're doing what they do. And it's great. I think, definitely should have a shot at a number 1 spot.
Right, man. Well, I'm telling you, and folks, we're going to take a small break here and digress back to something else.
Okay.
Just a couple of weeks ago, again, for the Major Media Market Host of the Year, the 5 names were mentioned. And this time she was present. And I'm talking about the Spin Awards. Take us through that moment when you heard your name sitting in the audience.
Well, first of all, I go to the Spin Awards. This is my 4th year. I've been going 2019, went through COVID where they were checking everybody's temperatures and we had to be all masked up in 20. And then 21, there was probably about half of the audience was masked up, and we were pretty spread out. And a lot of people did not come last year just for that reason. But this year was packed. I mean, it was wall to wall. It was packed. Even pre-show was packed. And it was a beautiful event. Everybody was dressed up, and like I said, a lot of these people I have been working with for years. We talk on the phone like we're brothers and sisters, like we're sisters and sisters, and I've never met them, but you would never have known that this was like our first time actually being together, because it was just like coming to a family reunion. It really was. But I had 7 nominations. I actually finished in 4 out of 7. I finished in the top 5 and, didn't win, and I was fine with it. I was sitting in the hallway in the overflow, and everybody was like, that's your category, that's your category. And I was like, okay. Not thinking anything about it. Like I said, hadn't won a thing. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm happy that I was in the top 5, because some of the categories had like 50 people in it. I mean, who does that? So they get to, and this was one of the last awards of the evening.
Okay.
To this particular award, and we're sitting there in the audience, and you can hear on the tape, because I was basically taping everybody who won. I was taping the whole thing basically, like a journalist should. So this category, and not knowing that I was even in the top 5, they called Lady Drina, and they called Tracy Morgan. And I said, wow. Campbell, Griff. I said, oh Lord, Willie Moore Jr. I said, oh, that's wonderful. Nina Taylor. I said, oh, there's no way.
Wow. No way. And you were in there with heavyweight.
And I was holding up the camera, and they said, and the winner is, and I said, Willie Moore Jr. And they called my name. I'm serious. Nobody could ever be as more shocked.
Nearly dropped the camera.
I screamed. I dropped the camera. And
did you?
I did. I dropped it because I was so shocked. I said, "No way!" I mean, I was paralyzed there for a second, but it was all true. And
beautiful. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
It says all that. You have to have a magnifying glass to read it. My
No,
glasses.
I can read it. I can see it, and I'm not going to try to read it because I don't have my glasses on. But I like the design, though.
Yeah, this is a spinner.
Love the design. Yes.
Spinner. And I said this is the first year for this design because like I said, I won 2 awards last year, and they didn't look like this. And this actually made my luggage go over the weight, so I had to carry it.
Yeah, to carry it in hand.
Yes, I had to carry it.
Stick it in your pocketbook.
Put it in a suitcase unless you got $75 for me. I was like, I don't have $75 for you. I said, hand me that thing. And I had to carry it onto the plane, which I did show them what it was. They took it out and examined it and everything, and they let me take it on. So it was cool.
Yeah, well, when they realized it was an award, I hope they had enough sense to say
they did. And I told them, I said, there's going to be a lot of people coming through here. Because I said, one of my friends who's like right behind me, he was on his way to the airport. He had 2. And he said that, well, he didn't bring that much stuff with him, so his luggage was really light. But they probably got a lot of people coming through there with these weigh 3.5 pounds.
And I believe it. It looks like it got an ounce of weight to it.
They took it out and they weighed it and they examined it. They took it out the box. I was like, I was looking around. I was like, oh my goodness. Everybody's like, what in the world is that?
But you know what I like about this, Nina? And I'm serious when I say this. The fact that your work is being recognized. You see, and we had this off-camera conversation some time back. There were noted gospel artists who, when I was in their presence, i.e. the Stellar Awards, and I'm not throwing anybody under the bus because I'm going to leave the names out of it, who came across like they poop did not stink. I had to tell one particular artist that you eat, sleep, drink, poop, and pee the same as I do. And if it weren't for people like myself, nobody would know who you are. I wasn't being mean. I was trying to bring them back to reality because it's people like us do this behind the scenes, and we don't get paid to do this on most occasions. Sometimes we do, depending upon where we're working, but for the most part, this is almost a free service. And every artist, independent, national, international, whoever you are, you need to recognize the fact that these are the arteries and the veins that pumps your music to the rest of the nation. That's how you get to be who you are. So again, congratulations to you. You keep up the good work and keep making me famous.
Okay. Speaking of making you famous, let's make Dietrich Haddon famous because and he's already famous, and he's got looks like another hit on the way with a number 5 song this week. It's called Here Comes the Joy, and we're loving it. It's got a great video. It's like great videos. He doesn't get enough credit for his videos, but his videos are very well done. So looking for this one to also make its way to the top 3.
And it will. If Dietrich Haddon is Dietrich Haddon, it's going to happen. And before we go any further, I failed to mention Marcus Jordan, his name, call on the name at number 6.
Oh.
And, I can't throw him out because Marcus Jordan he just came out of the woodwork. I'm just going to simply say that about him.
And I had him on the show just 2 weeks ago.
Well, see, I'm going to be honest with you. You have had almost everybody on your show. I'm still waiting to be asked to come, and I'm joking. See, I figure when you get interviewed by Nina Taylor, you have hit the big time. Okay, so when I get that official invite that I have, or if you catch me on some of her news, straight out of the city of New Haven, Connecticut.
Straight out of New Haven, Connecticut.
But I wanted to make mention of him because Dietrich Haddon, love that brother. I tell you, he really shocked me a few years ago. We had him at the Hollaback Awards a few years ago. And, we were watching Preachers of LA, and that whole shenanigans.
Yeah.
He spoke his mind and he spoke his heart. Some things he believed in.
Wait, you didn't like that show?
I love that show.
I love that show too. That show is I heard something that this show was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And it should. It's the same people. I don't know that. But
I would like it to be.
Yeah.
Well, and in case I'm on there, don't judge me, okay? No, let me stop. No, but really.
He'd be great on that show.
Well, folk they were kind of down on him, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I'm like this, when you got to be with him in ministry.
Anybody
that has been in ministry with him, song or preaching. He is a total different animal. Not to call him an animal, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly shocked because he ministered like I have never heard him minister before. And I love what he did. But moving to the number 4 spot, this brother is making noise. And I mean big time noise. I heard through the grapevine about Jonathan McReynolds, but I didn't hear anything from him. And then I heard a song from him. I'm not going to mention that song because we're talking about his particular song, Your World. But his one of his first recordings, and oh, who's the lady? And it was an honest mistake. And then I got Jonathan McReynolds singing First Bird. Really? He did a great job with it. And Your World is no different. Love him, FYI, as a panelist on Sunday's Best. Love him. I mean, wow. I like his candid nature, how he presents himself. And if he has constructive, I didn't say destructive, I said constructive criticism. He knows how to deliver it. We need people like that in this industry, not trying to chop everybody up and spit people out as if they're the image to watch. Because I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, sis, and a lot of them are going to be mad at me when I finish. There are some artists, y'all need to stop giving advice. Hollering and screaming is not singing. I'm sorry, go ahead. That was just me.
Okay, number 3 this week. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Grammy award-winning artists. They have now I'm not gonna say they came out of nowhere because they've been around a minute. They've got several entities to it, Elevation Worship, Chandler Moore, who I did 5 years ago.
Yes.
I just knew him as a worship leader in Atlanta. But now, Maverick City Music teaming up with Kirk Franklin with probably Grammy award-winning song. So congratulations to them. We'll just go ahead and congratulate them now. They spent several weeks at number 1. They're now down to number 3.
My goodness, they're not going to stay there long. They won't be leaving the top 5 no time soon. I love how their music integrates and it includes everybody. I know in this day and age when we're dealing with inclusion, musically speaking, inclusion is acceptable because, well, it really is, because the old saying, music soothes the savage beast. Find somebody that's having a hard time going through something. Listen to a song like Kingdom, or I don't really want to mention other songs, but one other song we have to mention because it spent a number of weeks at number 1, Gyra. Just listening to the songs, I don't care how mad, upset, or mean you may feel. That song has a way of just bringing you down a couple of notches and mellowing you out. Let's move on. This sensation right here, and yes, I'm calling her a sensation with her lovely chocolate self, has done so many wonderful things, but this song let them in. Woo, Jesus. Okay, Jokia, I'm married and I can't date you, but that song right there will make me be looking for you. So let me stop. It's a beautiful song. It really, really is. And we overuse the word beautiful sometimes, but this one has a different type of beauty for me personally. Because to sit back, if I'm to close my eyes and listen to her sing, it'll take you to a place that you want to be in. It's a peaceful place. One of those, I'm going to just do this for you. You're like this, you see where I'm going? This is where you go, wherever there is. But that's for me personally.
Okay. Well, of course, the number 1 song, he is actually back in the number 1 spot.
Wow.
Number 1, 2 weeks in a row, went down to number 2. Now, voila, he's back at number 1.
Yeah.
Cortez, You've Been Good to Me. A great song with a powerful vocalist. My goodness, my goodness.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
From the first time I heard him, we knew he was a contender. And believe it or not, he's not like a Darwin Hobbs, but his style seemed to be in the beginning, but he has found his own niche. And it's just that you could tell him a mile away.
More of a Marvin Sapp type.
And people say that, but I don't know why I think of him as a Darwin Hobbs type because, the way he ministers. Now, Marvin Sapp, I mean, you can say there is something there. If we were doing Silly Putty and he was blue and Marvin was orange, there's some orange mixed in with the blue. You're right. But at the same time, I heard him for the first time with James Fortune, and I recall hearing that song, and who is that? Is what I said. I ain't saying that no more because I know who it is when I hear that voice. Well, we want to talk about one more thing. No, let me stop. I'm not going to mess with you.
Well, keep in mind that all this holiday season, we do want to hear from you. We'd like for you to connect with us on all social media outlets. And remember to get me those holiday greetings. You know, you can type them up really quick and put your phone number on there because I got a notion. And is that a word? A notion.
You got one now. We'll use
I'm going to call and I'm going to record them live for the show. Doing the holiday greeting.
Hey, and look forward to that. I'm gonna give you my phone number now. 63457. That ain't my number.
Just go to msninataylor.com. Bishop, quickly, how can they connect with you?
Well, as you can go to MSN Nina Taylor, find me on page 2. Also, for those of you that need prayer, I always say you can reach out to me at pwrtostand.com. Look for Pastor E or go right to our prayer wall. Leave your name, your phone number, and or your email address. We will reach out to you. We'll put you on our prayer line, which happens every Monday through Friday from 12 noon until Eastern Standard Time.
Bishop, tell them about your new show real quick and give them that.
Yes, we just launched about 2 weeks ago a new show called Open Mic with the Bishop. It's a show that's developed. It's real, it's raw, it's relevant, it's an encourager, it uplifts, and it talks about current events. But we put a biblical perspective behind all that we talk about. You are welcome. Come join us. It's not for leaders alone, it's for leaders and laity as well. Come be part of it. Nina, thank you, by the way. You popped in on us on 1 or 2 shows. We were talking about abuse, and we're going to complete that for next week. And you're welcome to come back. Please come back. They enjoyed you. I just want you to know that. All right. Plus, you know you're an award winner. Is that Nina Taylor? Is that Nina Taylor? I want to hear Nina Taylor. Can I get an autograph?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm going to get an autograph. I'm going to get me an autograph. I ain't worried about that. Or do me one better. Next time I see you, let's have lunch. I'll take that. That'll be my autograph. How's that sound?
All right. All right. So, Bishop, thank you so much. And we thank you all for checking us out. This has been Gospel Express TV. Take care.